Key 1. Stoic. Have you ever felt like you're caught in a relentless storm, swept up in an endless cycle of tasks with nothing to show for it? It's like sprinting on a treadmill, drained, frustrated, and wondering, is this all there is? The truth is, many of us live reactively. We're constantly chasing urgency, jumping from one distraction to the next. But the ancient Stoics knew better. They taught us that life's true measure isn't how busy we are, it's the intention behind our actions. Habits shape who we become. As Epictetus once said, first say to yourself what you would be, then do what you have to do. The habits we'll explore aren't quick fixes. They're powerful tools to help you align your actions with your deepest values. Whether you're starting fresh or feeling stuck in a grind, these habits can help you reclaim your power, live with purpose, and build the life you've been searching for. How often do we blame the world around us when things go wrong? The weather ruins our plans, a rude coworker ruins our mood, or traffic makes us late. It's easy to feel like the universe is working against us. But here's the truth. The real power lies not in controlling what happens to us, but in how we respond. Life will always throw challenges your way, delays, disappointments, and difficult people. But none of these can derail you unless you let them. That's what being proactive is all about. You might not control the world's events, but you are the master of your mind, your emotions, and your actions. Next time someone cuts in line, instead of letting frustration ruin your day, pause and remind yourself, this isn't worth my peace of mind. That moment of pause, that's where your true power lies. It's the space between stimulus and response where you get to choose your reaction. Being proactive isn't just about managing reactions. It's about creating opportunities. Life won't hand you the perfect moment. You have to make it happen. Imagine yourself as the captain of ship. The seas might be rough, but instead of waiting for calm waters, you adjust your sails and push forward. Want to practice this mindset? Start small. When faced with something frustrating, a late bus, a snarky comment, or an unexpected expense, pause and ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Most of the time, the answer is no. Redirect your focus toward what you can control, your attitude, your actions, and your mindset. Have you ever felt like you're constantly busy, but unsure if you're actually getting anywhere? Like you're checking boxes and chasing deadlines, yet deep down, you wonder, what's the point? The Stoics believe that without a clear purpose, even the busiest life can feel hollow. Picture your life as a journey. If you don't know your destination, how will you know which road to take? Start by asking yourself. Once you begin answering these questions, your actions will naturally align with your purpose. One of the most powerful tools for clarity is creating a personal mission statement. Think of it as your life's compass, a clear, simple declaration of what you stand for and where you're headed. It doesn't have to be elaborate. Something as simple as, I live to grow, to serve, and to find joy in the small moments can be life-changing. When you have that guiding light, it becomes easier to say no to distractions and focus on what truly matters. Does your to-do list ever feel like it's running your life? You wake up, glance at your tasks, and feel overwhelmed. So you start with the easiest things just to feel like you're making progress. But by the end of the day, the most important things remain untouched. Here's where the habit of putting first things first comes in. Imagine your life as a jar. If you fill your jar with sand first, there's no room for the big rocks. Prioritize what truly matters and let the small stuff fill in the gaps. Remember, life isn't about controlling every event. It's about choosing your response. Start small, stay intentional, and keep your focus on what truly matters. As Seneca wisely said, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. Now is your chance to stop running on autopilot. Live proactively, act with intention, and build a life that reflects your deepest values. The journey starts now. Key 1. Stoic. Imagine you have a jar and you're trying to fill it with both big rocks and sand. If you put the sand in first, the big rocks won't fit. But if you put the big rocks in first, then the sand can fill the gaps. This simple metaphor teaches us an invaluable life lesson. Prioritize the big rocks, the things that truly matter, before anything else. Every single time, the Stoics understood this intuitively. Seneca, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, wisely said, "It's not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it." So, how do you identify what your big rocks are? It starts with understanding your priorities. What are the things that, if you focused on them, would bring the most value to your life? Perhaps it's dedicating quality time to your family, working on a passion project, or prioritizing your health. These are your big rocks. Once you've identified these key priorities, the next step is to protect your time like it's sacred, because it is. No one else will prioritize your life for you. If you don't actively carve out time for what matters, the world will fill your days with distractions. And let's be honest, distractions are everywhere. We live in a world that thrives on them. Notifications, endless emails, and the irresistible pull of social media. These distractions can eat up hours before you even realize it. The Stoics would see these distractions as a form of prohairesis, a loss of control over your ability to choose wisely. For them, the solution was simple. Focus only on what aligns with your higher purpose. Epictetus put it best when he said, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens." This means choosing to focus on what you can control, your actions and your time, and letting go of everything else. It requires discipline, but the reward is freedom from the constant pull of irrelevant tasks and worries. But here's the reality. Prioritizing the big things means saying no a lot. No to extra obligations, no to interruptions, and no to things that don't align with your purpose. It's not easy, but it's liberating. Every time you say no to what doesn't matter, you create space for what truly does. Remember, every yes is a no to something else. Seneca also said, "He who is everywhere is nowhere." In other words, you can't do everything. By focusing your energy on what matters, you become far more effective and fulfilled. Now, let's talk about the importance of rest. The Stoics knew that balance was essential. Rest isn't a luxury, it's a necessity. If you want to show up and perform at your best, you need to recharge. Make sure to schedule moments of downtime, reflection, and relaxation. These are not wasted moments. They would enable you to keep showing up for the things that matter. Another question, when you approach a negotiation, a disagreement, or even just a casual conversation, what's your mindset? Are you focused on winning at all costs? Or are you looking to create a mutually beneficial outcome? In today's world, we're often taught to compete to get ahead. But when one person wins and the other loses, what's left? Frustration, resentment, and missed opportunities for real connection. The Stoics understood this flaw in human nature. Seneca said, "What difference does it make how much you have? What you do not have amounts to much more." True success isn't about taking more. It's about creating value for everyone involved. That's where the concept of a win-win mindset comes in. It's about shifting your thinking from competition to collaboration. Instead of asking, "What can I get from this situation?" ask, "How can I create an outcome where everyone feels valued?" This isn't about being nice or avoiding conflict. It's a powerful strategy for building trust, fostering relationships, and achieving sustainable results. A win-win mindset isn't about sacrificing your own needs. It's about finding solutions that work for both sides. It's a recognition that your success doesn't threaten mine. When you view others as partners rather than competitors, opportunities multiply. That said, cultivating this mindset isn't always easy. Our egos often get in the way. We want to prove we're right, to feel like we've won. This is where Stoicism can be a game changer. Epictetus said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows." A win-win mindset requires humility, the ability to set aside your ego and truly listen to the other person. It's about seeking understanding before seeking agreement, which, as the Stoics knew, is easier said than done, but incredibly powerful when practiced. To cultivate this mindset, start by shifting your perspective. Instead of asking, "How can I get what I want?" ask, "What's the best outcome for everyone involved?" Then, practice empathy. Put yourself in the other person's shoes and try to see the situation from their point of view. What do they want? What do they need? When you approach a conversation with this level of understanding, you'll find it easier to build trust and create solutions that work for everyone. Another key element is communication. Be transparent about your intentions and invite others to do the same. If you're negotiating, for example, be upfront about what you value and ask the other person to share their priorities. You'll often find that what matters most to each person isn't in direct conflict. It's just a matter of aligning your goals. Real listening, what we might call Stoic listening, requires presence. It means setting aside your own agenda and focusing entirely on the other person. Marcus Aurelius captured this beautifully when he said, "When someone is properly grounded in life, they shouldn't have to look outside themselves for approval." When you're secure in yourself, you don't need to dominate the conversation or prove your point. You can simply listen. When people feel heard, they naturally open up. Think about the last time someone truly listened to you. Not just nodded along, but really made an effort to understand what you were saying. Didn't it feel amazing? That's because being understood is a universal human need. And when you meet that need for someone else, you create a safe space for collaboration, growth, and even resolution of conflict. So, here's the takeaway. If you want to live a life of purpose, fulfillment, and connection, focus on what matters most. Prioritize your big rocks, protect your time, practice a win-win mindset, and listen with true empathy. These principles, drawn from the wisdom of the Stoics, will help you lead a life with meaning, clarity, and strength. Key 1. Stoic imagine a world where every conversation leaves you feeling understood, valued, and connected. It's not a far-off dream. It's a reality waiting to unfold when we begin to engage with others through true empathy and insight. You see, it's not enough to simply hear someone's words. You have to feel the intention behind them. It's about noticing the small, subtle cues, the nervous shifts, the quickened speech, or the unsaid things hanging in the air. These unspoken signals offer you a deeper glimpse into their mind, their fears, their hopes. By paying attention to these, you can respond not just with your words, but with your heart. But what happens when you've truly understood someone? When you've let their words and emotions sink in? That's when it's your turn to speak, but not just to talk. This is when you truly communicate. You'll find that when you've taken the time to listen first, your words hold weight. People are far more likely to listen because they know that what you're saying comes from a place of mutual respect, a place where you see them for who they are. This isn't about winning the conversation. It's about creating a space where both parties feel seen, heard, and valued. Think about it. Some of the greatest things in life come from collaboration. Whether it's a team sparking off each other's ideas or a family coming together to weather a storm, there's power in unity. But we all know working together isn't always easy. Egos collide, opinions clash, and sometimes it just feels simpler to go it alone. But when we isolate ourselves, we miss out on the extraordinary. The Stoics were well aware of this. They understood that we, as humans, thrive in connection with others. Marcus Aurelius himself wrote, "What brings no benefit to the hive brings none to the bee." In other words, when we cooperate, we all prosper. Think of it like baking a cake. Each ingredient on its own is fine, but it's only when you mix them together that you create something richer, something better. But synergy doesn't happen by accident. It requires openness, a willingness to embrace differences, and most of all, humility. It's about admitting that we don't know it all, that others have something valuable to offer. It's tough, especially when we feel confident in our own abilities. But remember, as Seneca said, there is no one so perfect that they cannot learn from others. Humility opens the door to collaboration. creating space for everyone's best ideas to shine. But collaboration also needs trust. When you work with others, you're entrusting part of your success to them. It's risky, but trust is the foundation of any meaningful relationship. The Stoics were big on this. Treating others with fairness and respect was at the core of their philosophy. When you show trust and respect, others are more likely to bring their full selves to the table. And that's when real synergy takes shape. So how do you bring this into your daily life? Start by practicing active listening. When someone shares an idea, resist the urge to judge or dismiss it. Ask questions. Explore their perspective. See how their strengths can complement yours. Turn disagreements into opportunities, and most importantly, stay curious. Curiosity keeps your mind open, allowing you to find new ways of solving problems together. Now, let's take a step back and think. Have you ever felt like you're running on empty? You've been working nonstop, juggling endless tasks, pushing yourself to the brink. At first, it seems like you're being productive, checking things off your list. But soon, exhaustion creeps in. Your focus fades, and even simple tasks start to feel overwhelming. It's like trying to chop down a tree with a dull axe. No matter how much effort you put in, the results just aren't there. The Stoics would see this as a wake-up call. They'd remind you that even the strongest among us need to take care of the tools we use to navigate life: our minds, bodies, and souls. Let's break it down into 4 key areas. 1. Physical health. Your body is the foundation of everything you do, yet it's often the first thing we neglect. Skipping meals, losing sleep, putting off exercise, these habits drain you over time. But when you take care of your body, you're not just improving your health. You're enhancing your ability to think, work, and connect with others. Regular exercise, nutritious food, and quality sleep aren't luxuries. They're necessities for a life of purpose. 2. Mental renewal. In today's world, we're bombarded by constant distractions. Emails, notifications, endless to-do lists. It's no wonder we feel overwhelmed. To sharpen the mind, we need to create space for focus and growth. This could mean reading something that inspires you, learning a new skill, or simply allowing yourself time to think without distractions. Reflective thought helps you respond to challenges with wisdom. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, if you're distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. 3. Emotional well-being. Life's demands can take a toll on our relationships and emotional health. Sharpening this part of our lives means nurturing meaningful connections with others and practicing self-compassion. The Stoics understood that humans are inherently social beings. As Marcus Aurelius said, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." Gratitude and connection are the keys to restoring emotional balance. 4. Spiritual renewal. Finally, spiritual renewal ties everything together. For the Stoics, this wasn't necessarily about religion, but about living in alignment with your values and understanding your place in the grand scheme of things. Have you taken time recently to reflect on what truly matters to you? Whether through meditation, prayer, or quiet moments in nature, spiritual renewal brings clarity, helping you focus on what's most important. So, in your journey to a more intentional and meaningful life, remember, it's not about perfection, it's about progress. Thank you for being part of this process. Keep growing, stay grounded, and remember, true collaboration and inner balance are key to unlocking your full potential.